Make sure you have your blocks, your blanket to either pad your knees or for underneath your sit bones. Let's arrive onto our mats. Settle onto your mats. Let's bring your thumb and little finger to connect. Little finger represents Jal, the element of water. Our practice today is to respond to the full moon energy that is in Pisces. So it will be a very watery elemental practice, the element of Jal. And we've been working with the changing seasons, and we're on the cusp of a changing season, from summer to autumn. In India, there are 6 seasons rather than 4. And the season between summer, Grishma, and autumn, Sharad, in between is the monsoon, Varsha. So where I am today, it's pouring with rain. It has been for the last few days. We're in a Pisces full moon. So therefore, the element of water, the season of the monsoon in India, is strong. Closing your eyes or gazing down towards the earth, softening here in your seat. Notice the journey of your breath. Today's practice is to illumine the spiritual awakenings, the conscious awareness that is lit up by the full moon's glow. So as we practice today, connect with this end of a cycle, the end of summer, the end of the moon cycle. Endings are about closure, completion, culmination. For your practice today, begin to let go, to release, to unravel, to step away from all that you no longer need, that no longer serves you. And allow this connection with your shimmering self. Our mantra is Om Som Somaya Namaha. This is the mantra to connect to the sweet nectar of the moon, the enlightenment that comes from being under the moon, the fullness, the brightness, the beauty of the moon. And allow that reflection of the moon as to be welcomed into yourself, to see the beauty, the radiance, the shine, the shimmering self that is you. Underneath all of these layers that we need to let go of, that hold us down, that drag us down, that exhaust us. We're going to let go of those during our practice. And we're going to allow ourselves to be soothed by the gentle healing waters of the Pisces full moon. Let's open our practice by chanting Om 3 times. And for each Om, attach a meaning, significance. For the first Om, to release and let go. The second Om, to reflect and drop down into this deeper intuition. And the third Om, for this enlightened, shimmering self that is you. Bringing your hands together at your heart center in namaskar. Take a full breath in Wash it out through open mouth. Inhale to prepare. Om. Inhale. Om. Inhale. Om. Hands to your eyebrow center. Namaste and welcome. So welcome, yogis. Let's start by bringing the soles of our feet together in Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. We're going to drop down into the Swadhisthana chakra here at the pelvic area. So the full moon and the crescent moon are represented as yantra for this chakra. Let's place your hands on your knees or lower down on your shins or ankles. Inhale to lengthen. Exhaling, let's fold forward. Inhaling, lift your crown to rise up. Exhale to fold forward. So we're going to flow here for 3 breaths. Inhaling to rise up. So we're flowing with the river of life. Inhaling to rise, exhaling to lower. Let's extend the left leg long. Bring in the right foot. Inhale, reach up. As you exhale, turn over to your left leg and flow down towards the earth. Inhale to rise up. Exhale to flow down. So I'm inviting you to trust the flow of life. One more flowing down. And now let's hold here. So you can reach for your ankle and perhaps you cross at your wrists. Reach for your foot, for your toe. Ground down here. Allow your crown to reach towards your feet. I invite you to bring in Ujjayi breath today, ocean sounding breath. This is a breath that's constricted at the back of the throat and it sounds like a sound as if you're fogging up a mirror. One more breath here. Inhale, reach up. Take your right hand behind you, left hand to your heart, rise up. Arm reaches overhead. Exhale, flow down. Inhale, flow up. Exhale, sit bones to the earth. One more time, let's inhale to rise up. Exhale to come down. Cross this right leg over your left leg, hug it in. Flex the foot, that left foot. Inhale to reach up. As you exhale, let's bring both hands over to the right. Keep your fingertips connected with the earth. Inhale to reach up. Exhale over to the other side, so you're counter twisting to the left. And again, we're going to flow from left to right here. So inhale to rise up. Exhale over to the other side. 3 times. And then let's turn to center. Release your hands. Let's uncross that leg. Reach forward with both legs. Toes flex again. Have a soft bend in your knees. And reach up and then flow down towards our toes. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to flow. So gentle, slow movements as if you are the gentle waves. You will build up in our practice. And then let's release our hands to the earth. Let's bring in the other foot this time. So let's fold in the left foot to the right leg. And again, let's turn your heart over your right leg. Exhale to fold down. Janushirasana. Inhale to rise. Then you can bring your thumb and little finger to touch in Varuna mudra. It's connected to the element of water. 3 times here. And then on your last round, hold the leg or the foot and fold deeply over your right leg. So the season, the monsoon season, Varsha, is a time to wash away, to cleanse. The full moon in Pisces again is a time to wash away the tidal waves, the tsunamis, to clear. And what is left, what remains, is deep insight, clarity, vision. Inhale to rise up. And then let's take this left leg. Let's take the left hand behind you and let's come onto the left shin rather into this variation. Hand reaches over. Exhale, hand to your heart. Lower your sit bones. Inhale to rise up. So a variation of Kamatkarasana here. Miracle pose. Inhaling to reach up. And one more time, coming down to the earth. Let's cross that left foot over the right leg. Hug it in, reach up. And then let's exhale over to the left. Fingertips reach towards the earth. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, counter twist to the right. Again, fingertips touch the earth. Inhaling to rise. Exhaling to lower, hands to the earth. Let's do 3 rounds. And connect with your Ujjayi breath, this constricted breath at the back of the throat. So tightening the muscles around the throat. And then let's come back to center. Uncross your leg. Again, let's forward fold here. So reach your toes towards the sky. Have a soft bend in your knees, lengthen, and then exhaling, hinge forward towards your toes. So you can either take hold of your big toes with your peace fingers or take hold of your legs. Hinge as far forward as you can before relaxing your neck, your head and shoulders, softening here. Paschimottanasana, forward fold. Full breath here. You may find the constricted breath, ocean sounding breath, feels more challenging when you're constricted in this fold. Inhale to look up and walk your hands back towards you here. Let's swing our legs round and come onto our shins. Virasana hero pose. This doesn't feel comfortable. You can stay in cross-legged or you can sit on your blanket. So remember, if you fold up your blanket and place it underneath your knees or place it underneath your heels, the inside of your ankles, rather or underneath your sit bones, so that it's between your heels, that can bring some, can alleviate any discomfort you feel, or sitting on your sit bones. Let's place the right hand on the earth. Inhale, reach up and over with the left arm. Thumb and little finger connected in Varun mudra. Inhale through center. Let's reach up and over with the right arm. Inhale through center. Let's reach up with both arms. Exhale, hands to your heart. And now here I'm going to introduce a mudra called Kilaka mudra, which is a good health mudra. So let's bring the backs of our hands together and interlace your little fingers. And then take your thumb and bring your index and middle finger to rest on your thumb, and your ring finger is slightly extended. So you create what looks like a bit of a butterfly. Little fingers are wrapped up. Index and middle finger are resting on the thumb. Ring finger extended. Kilaka mudra. Mudra for good health. And I'm inviting you to connect with this mudra. This is September, Self-Care September. It's a time to drop into yourself and care for this shimmering self of yours. Allowing what you no longer need to be washed away in this practice. Knowing that by taking care of yourself, nurturing and nourishing yourself, that you can surrender to the sacred power that is you. Let's take a moment here in Kilaka and chant our mantra 3 times. I'll chant it once first and then we'll chant 3 times together. Om Som Somaye Namaha. Together. Om Som Somaye Namaha. Om Som Somaye Namaha. Om Som Somaye Namaha. Take a full breath in. Wash it out through open mouth. Release your mudra. Open out your arms to embrace. Let's bring the arms in front parallel. Cross the left elbow over the right. Bring the backs of your hands together. Or wrap your right fingers onto your left palm. Eagle arms, Garudasana. Exhale, fold forward. Bowing with your crown towards the earth. Inhale to rise up. And keep rising, looking up at the sky, looking up at the full moon. Exhale to fold. Engage your navel by drawing it back towards the spine. Inhaling to rise up. Keep rising to look up at the full moon. Exhale to fold. One more time. Inhale to rise up. Gazing up towards the sky. And coming back to center, back to neutral. Uncross your arms, open them out wide. Take a moment here, and then let's bring them round. This time, let's bring the right elbow on top of the left. Again, backs of hands together, or left fingertips on the right palm. Coming into eagle arms, Garudasana. As you exhale, let's fold down towards the earth. Inhale, engage your navel as you lift to gaze up towards the sky. Exhaling to fold. Inhaling to rise. And perhaps you silently chant Om Som Somaye Namaha. Or perhaps I shine in my shimmering self. That's a bit of a tongue twister. Exhaling down towards the earth. And then one more time to lift up, gaze towards the sky. So know that you are luminous, that you have the answers within, that sometimes reaching them is a challenge. Perhaps you feel like hiding away. Let's bring our arms back to neutral, spine back to neutral. Open your arms out wide. Take a moment here. And then let's bring our hands to the earth. Come to the earth in child's pose. Arms reaching forward. Eyebrows center, either resting on the earth. Your center of intuition, Agnya chakra here, connected with the earth. This is where your inner knowingness is. Your intuition, insight. How answers are revealed to you, how your vision becomes clearer, your understanding of yourself develops. Inhale, lift up into table. Let's come into Madhyasana by lifting the tailbone, shining the heart, rounding through the spine, Vityasana. Exhaling, Balasana, child's pose. Inhaling, table, lifting your tailbone, shining your gaze. Let's flow here. So using your breath, child's pose, inhale to table, take a breath in, lift your tailbone, shine your heart. Exhale, Vityasana. Take a breath in, sit back in child's pose. One more time here. Inhale to rise. Take a breath, then rise again as you breathe in into Madhyasana. Exhaling into Vityasana. Take a breath in, exhaling to Balasana. Coming back to neutral. Let's tuck your toes. Take your hands wide or underneath your shoulders so that you feel stable here. Lift your knees, hover for a moment, and then melt your tailbone back towards the sky, coming into Parvatasana, mountain. Sway here with your hips. Bring the heel of each foot to the earth. Let's drop the heels over to the right and then over to the left. So you're coming onto the inner and outer edge of each foot as you do this. Gaze underneath your armpit. Move from left to right with each breath. And then let's come back to center. Take a moment here. And then take a slow walk to the top of your mat. Cross your legs. So I cross my legs deeply here to come to the top of the mat. In forward fold here. Bend into your knees. Let's take your hands and either take them to the back of your calves or wrap your peace fingers around your big toes. And then begin to come into halfway lift. So begin to straighten through your knees. It might only be a small, imperceptible movement. Straighten through your arms. Lengthen your spine. And then exhale to fold. Bending into your knees, bringing your abdomen to rest fully on your thighs. Inhale, create some distance between your thighs and your belly. Exhale to fold. And as you fold, take your elbows out to the side. This will help draw your crown closer towards the earth. Your abdomen is resting on your thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. So gaze to the top of the mat. One more time here, folding deeply. And then inhale, begin to unfurl your spine. One vertebrae at a time to come up to standing. Take a breath here. And let's go to the top of our mat here and turn to the side, so facing the length of your mat here. We're going to do moon salutations. So hands at your heart. Let's come into Kilaka mudra. So cross your hands at the wrists, so the backs of the hands come together. Wrap your little fingers around each other. Then bring your peace fingers, your middle index to your thumb, and slightly elongate your ring, creating Kilaka at your heart center. Connect with your intention for this month coming up. this period of new possibilities. Now that we have moved from one cycle into the next, as we do this over the next few days, set your intentions for new possibilities, for uncovering and discovering your shimmering self. For this month of September, when we can take care of our needs and make a promise and commitment to yourself. Inhale, let's reach our arms overhead. Interlace all your fingers, release your index, cross your thumbs. Temple mudra, exhale over to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale over to the right. Inhale to center. Let's cross our left hand and take hold of our right wrist. And we're going to take our right foot behind us. Come onto the ball of the foot. Push out the left hip. And then over to the left. So you take that left foot behind you. The ball of the foot is on the earth. This is Lakshmi pose. And then begin to reach over to the left. You're holding your right wrist with your left hand. You also have the option of bringing the whole of that right foot to the earth. Yogi's choice. One breath here. So this is a deep corkscrew effect, a deep twist spiraling all the way through the length of your body. Inhale to center. Let's cross hands and take hold of our left wrist with our right hand. Take the left foot behind us this time. Come onto the ball of your foot. You can bend into your knees here. And then over to the right. Also bring the sole of your left foot to the earth. Either gaze down or up, depending on how your neck and shoulders feel. Inhale, center, hands to your heart just for a moment. And then let's step across the mat, coming into Tadasana, star pose. Spiral your fingers. Connect with your Ujjayi breath, the ocean sounding breath at the back of your throat. So if you haven't practiced Ujjayi before, a good way to get into it is to pretend that you're fogging up a mirror. So you make that sound. And then close your mouth and make the same sound. That's your out breath. So the breath is still coming out of the nose, but you're making this sound in the throat. Tadasana here. Bend into your knees, bend into your knees. Deeply turn your toes out. Devi Asana. Bring your arms in front of you. Cross your left arm on top of your right arm. Hands, backs of hands together, or hands on shoulders, or come into double bind Garudasana by bringing your right fingertips onto your left palm. So you're here in Garudasana with Devi Asana. Take a moment here. Now, yogi's choice here. You keep both feet planted on the earth, or you inhale and lift onto the ball of your foot. One breath here. Then lower your heels, uncross your arms. Let's go the other way. So this time, let's bring the right arm on top of the left. I have to do that twice. Again, hands on shoulders, backs of hands, or fingertips on your palm. Your thighs will be feeling it now. One breath here. And then if you wish to come onto the ball of your feet, choose to do so. One breath more. Lower your heels, open your arms, rise up in Tadasana. Take a moment here. Turn the left toes, hinge all the way over. We're coming into triangle pose here. So you might want to adjust your legs depending on how much space you have here. Trikonasana. Reaching for your block or your footstool if you want to place your left hand. Right arm can be reaching up, or it can be on your right hip. Yogi's choice. One breath here. Either gaze down or up towards the sky. We're going to move into Parivrita Trikonasana, revolved triangle. So to do that, let's bring that right hand down towards the earth. And then reach with our left hand to our left hip or up towards the sky. And again, you can have a block here for your right hand. So the right hand can be on the inside of your left foot or on the outside edge of your left foot or your leg. Yogi's choice. If I show you this way, then you can see me here. So this right hand can be on the inside of your foot or the outside of your foot. Have a soft bend in your knee. Remember, your hand can be on the block rather than directly on the earth. One more breath here. Exhale, bring the left hand down towards the earth. Let's move into pyramid, Purvottasana. So hands on the earth, on blocks, or on your left leg. Left leg is pointing forward. Now your right leg can be aligned with your left leg or it can be wide. So you can have a wide pyramid base and begin to turn those right toes forward. Inhale so that your upper body is halfway, crown reaching forward, tailbone reaching back. So I'm using blocks to give me some help here. Exhale, have a soft bend in your left knee. Let's fold down towards the left leg. One more breath. Inhale, halfway lift again. And I invite you to bring your hands to your heart. Now, if it's not too much concentration, you can bring your hands into Kilaka mudra. So bring the backs of your hands together and bring your little fingers to wrap and your peace fingers on your thumb. Kilaka mudra at the heart. Halfway here, crown reaching forward, tailbone reaching back. Have a soft bend in that left leg. Inhale, engage your core. Let's rise up to standing pyramid here. So you have your Kilaka at your heart space here. Gaze to the horizon. One breath here. If you choose, you can begin to lift your gaze up towards the full moon. Check what's happening with the back of your neck. So you might have lots of space or less space. Om Som Somaya Namaha. My shimmering self shines brightly. I have great clarity. My vision is clear. I connect with deep insight. One more breath here. Back to neutral. Take a moment here. Let's bend into your left knee. And as you do that, pivot on the ball of your right foot. And let's bring both our hands down to the earth now. Low lunge here. We're going to move into dragon. So bring your left hand to the inside of your left foot. Shuffle your left foot out. You can bring your right knee to the earth here. Yogi's choice, which version of dragon you wish to be in. So you can be in high flying dragon with your hands on the earth or on blocks. You can bring your forearm to the earth. You can wing out your left knee and roll onto the outer edge of your left foot. So you're in winged dragon. Yogi's choice. We're working with the Swadhisthana chakra here to awaken this healing energy, this nurturing energy that we have within. So if you've been feeling very emotional and very watery over the last few days, as have I, probably connected to this moon full moon we're having. So often it's about 3 days before or 3 days after the full moon or a new moon, our emotions are connected. And this being a Pisces moon, a watery element, our emotions may be raw, our feelings sensitive, we may be feeling vulnerable. Inhale, let's rise from our dragon. Lift that right knee. We're going to Skandasana over to the right. So Skandasana options. You can either come into a high Skandasana or you can pivot on the ball of your left foot and reach your right toes up towards the sky. So you'll be in two variations of Skandasana. So you can be in a higher version where your feet are planted on the earth and your fingertips are resting on the earth or on the stool. Or you can have your right toes lifting up and be on the ball of your left foot. Also, yogis, get a footstool or your blocks, and you can also sit on your blocks here. Look at this, hey presto. This is self-care. So my right toes are reaching up, my left foot is planted on the earth. I am rested and supported on blocks. So you can be in whichever version of Skandasana you wish. Now, I'm going to give you the option of bringing your hands to your heart. And you may even come into your Kilaka mudra here. I'm going to bring the sole of my foot down to help me here because this is way too much for me. One more breath here. Then let's walk all the way across our mat over to the right. And we're coming to Skandasana on this side. So again, yogis, choose your version of Skandasana. Be a high Skandasana, bring your blocks over, your footstool over. Have the sole of your right foot on the earth, left foot extended. Make sure you're comfortable, adjust yourself. You can bring your hands into your Kilaka mudra. So you could be here. I'm just playing around now. Your variation. Om Song Somaya Namaha. Bring your hands to the earth. Let's turn and pivot on our right foot. Coming into a low lunge. Shuffle your right foot out. Bring your left knee to the earth if you wish. Your version of dragon on this side. Again, you can be on your hands in high dragon. You can be on your blocks. You can have your forearms on the earth or on your blocks. Your right foot can turn out onto the little toe side, knee fanning out in winged dragon. Choose where you want to be in your dragon today. And this is a challenging pose because here we are working with the seat of our emotions, where our passions are held. These tidal waves of emotion, of passion, can overwhelm us, make us feel as if we're being buffered by the rising tide, by the rising waves. But in order to wash away and cleanse, we go through this process of healing. Coincides this moon with the, well, not coincides, serendipity, that it's the Pisces full moon, the season of Varsha, monsoon. One more breath here in your variation of dragon. Then let's tuck the left toes and lift up that left foot. And let's shuffle the right foot towards the middle. Let's drop the left foot. We're going to come into our version of pyramid here. So remember, you can be on a narrow base or a broad base for your pyramid. Purvottanasana now. Right toes pointing forward, left toes can be pointing forward or at a slight angle. Soft bending your right knee. Let's be halfway here. So fingertips can be on the earth or on your right leg. Crown reaching forward, tailbone reaching back. Use your blocks if you have them available to create more space. One full breath here. So now we're going to mirror the movements on this side that we did on the other side, just like the moon reflects the light of the sun, just like the moon reflects your shining heart. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Now you can bring your hands again in namaskar or Kilaka mudra by bringing the backs of your hands together, wrapping your little fingers, peace fingers, middle, index and thumb touch, ring finger extended. At your heart, halfway lift. Inhale to rise up to standing pyramid. Find your gaze on the horizon. And then if you wish, you can lift your gaze up towards the sky. Gentle back bend here. Again, keep some space at the back of your neck. Om somaya namaha. I am beautiful, bountiful, blissful, bright, luminous. Just choose any of those glorious words for yourself. One more breath here. We're going to move into Trikonasana here. So we're going to go into reverse Trikonasana. So let's release our hands, fold towards our right leg. Our left hand reaches down either on the inside foot of our right foot or the outside edge of our right foot. This right hand can come to the hip or reach up towards the sky. Yogi's choice. I'll turn so you can see. So remember, you can be on the outside of that leg. Right hand can be on your hip, right hip. Spiral your heart up towards the sky. Or take your hand with you and bring your bring your thumb and little finger together in Varuna Mudra. Parivritta Trikonasana. Spiraling here. One more breath here. Bring the right hand down towards the inside of your right leg. Draw your left arm up towards the sky, Trikonasana. And again, you can use blocks. Gazing down or gazing up. So this moon is medicine. It creates a liminal space, a dream-like space in which we can feel our grief and pain and begin to heal. Experience compassion for ourselves, compassion for others. One more breath here. Bending into your right knee, let's rise up. Turn the right toes in, coming into Tadasana, star pose. Spiral your fingers. Bending into your knees, turn your toes out. Let's bring our left arm on top of our right arm. Backs of hands on shoulders, or wrap your hands so that your right fingers are on your left palm. Devyasana with Garudasana arms. Goddess pose with eagle arms. Option to stay here or lift onto the balls of your feet. One more breath, lower your heels, unwrap your arms, open them wide. And now let's go the other way. So this time, right arm on top of left, backs of hands on your shoulders, or left fingertips on your right palm. And again, yogi's choice to stay here or lift onto the balls of your feet. One full breath here. Listen to the calling of your soul, your sacred soul. Lower your heels, straighten through your legs, open out your arms into Tadasana, and let's step over to the left side of our mat. Bring your hands into your Kilaka mudra, little fingers, wrapped ring finger, extended peace fingers on your thumb. Gaze to the horizon. Let's connect with our Ujjayi breath, this ocean sounding breath. Drop down into yourself. Think about what you have been letting go, what emotions and feelings that have arisen over the last few days can be washed away with this full moon in Pisces, with the monsoon season. Take a moment here. Inhale, let's reach overhead. Take hold of your left wrist with your right hand. And then let's step with the left foot behind our right foot. Stick out your right hip slightly. Bend into your knees. And exhale over to the right. You can bring the whole of the left foot to the earth. Gazing down or gazing up towards the full moon. One more breath here. Inhale back to center. Let's cross wrists. Take hold of your right wrist with your left fingers. And then take the right foot behind you. Ball of your foot and exhale over to the left. You can bring the sole of that foot to the earth. Spiraling here, feeling this wave of motion through you. Align with your true nature, the flow of life, the flow of the waters, the rivers that run deep within you. One more breath here. Come back to center. Interlace all your fingers except your index. Cross your thumbs, reach up. Exhale over to the left. Ardha Chandrasana into the middle. Exhale to the right. Into center. Bring your hands to your heart. Take a moment here. We're going to come to the earth. So I invite you to take your legs wide. Turn your toes out. And bend into your knees to come down through Malasana or squat, yogi's choice, or you can come down however feels comfortable for you. Remember, you can have your blocks here so that you can bring your sit bones onto your blocks. Or you can be hovering here, smooth those blocks. And again, you know, we like to work with our mudras to guide the energy, good health, mudra. So bring your Kilaka to your heart. Imagine that you are bathed by moonshine here. Moonlight is lighting you up as the waters heal and bless you. The moonlight is healing and blessing you too. One more breath. Release your hands. Let's come to the earth as elegantly as possible. Moving into Nukasana, boat pose. Reach forward with your hands. Spiral your little fingers up towards the earth. Come onto your toes. Engage your core. You can stay here. You can lift one leg or you can lift both legs. Yogi's choice, and you might wobble like me. So imagine you're holding the moon right here. One more breath. Exhale, lower your toes, hug in, rounding through. Bring your eyebrows center to rest on your knees. And then let's go in there one more time. Spiral your fingers. And remember, you can stay with your toes on the earth. You can come up with one leg at a time. Or you can come up with both legs. It might be more of a challenge. Om Som Somaya Namaha. One more breath. Hug it all in. Gonna come to the earth now. So unwind your spine one vertebrae at a time. Moving bridge. So this moving mountain. Bring your feet up towards your fingers. And then as you inhale, let's begin to peel our pelvis off the earth and reach overhead with the right arm. Exhaling, right arm travels through the sky, comes down towards the earth, as does your sit bones and pelvis. Inhaling, lift your sit bones, pelvis, arm reaches overhead. Exhaling, let's bring the arm back through the sky alongside your body. And then inhale to reach up with both arms overhead, lift your hips and pelvis. Exhaling, returning with both arms through the sky. One more time, right arm reaches overhead as you lift your hips and pelvis. Exhaling, returning to the earth. Inhaling, left arm. Exhaling, left arm returns to the earth with your hips and pelvis. And now both arms reach overhead. Let's hold here. Both arms overhead. I invite you to come onto the balls of your feet if you so wish. Or you can stay with your feet planted on the earth. Yogi's choice here. Draw your navel in towards the spine. One breath more, and then let's release both arms overhead, back down towards the earth, lowering our hips and pelvis. Take a moment here. Cross your right ankle onto your left thigh, just below the knee. So you create a figure of four. And let's drop both that right knee and the left knee down towards the earth to create this open twist here. Full, expansive, open twist. Perhaps you close your eyes. As we move from summer through Vasha to Sharad, from Grishma to Sharad, from summer to autumn, as we transition from one season to the next, under the care of this full moon, know that although emotions may have been washing over you like waves, that this process of cleansing, of clearing, of removing illusions and delusions and false beliefs that we may hold, that beneath that, what will be revealed is your shimmering self, this discerning, knowing, intuitive self that has clear vision. Inhale, both knees back to center. Uncross the right ankle. And let's bring the left ankle onto the right thigh, just below the knee. And then as you exhale, let's release the left knee and the right knee down towards the earth in this figure of four, this open, expansive Supta Matsyendrasana. The full moon shows you the way to yourself. It also shows you the way forward in our collective grief, our collective healing. The journey starts with the self, does not end with the self. Know that during this month of September, this is a time for us to withdraw a little, to take care of ourselves, to rest, to replenish, to re-nourish. As the weather turns into autumn and the trees start shedding their leaves, we can start shedding all of that which gives us grief or pain or suffering, knowing that we will connect with our true nature. Inhale to center, uncross the knees, the ankle from the knee. Then hug both of your knees into your heart. Squeeze it in, hug it in, lift your eyebrow center, your Agnya chakra to meet your knees. Gently roll from side to side on your lower back. And then let's roll over onto the one side, your left side. I invite you to, if you are able and you have space. And then let's rise up into our Sukhasana, our easy pose. Moving slowly. And when you come to your seat, let's come into our Kilaka mudra. Wrap your back of your hands together. Wrap your little fingers, peace fingers on your thumb. Extend your ring at your heart. Reconnect with the promise that you make to yourself for taking care of you, for allowing your shimmering self to shine, to be reflected in the full moon. Close our practice by chanting Om Som Samaye Namaha, then Om Shanti. So Om Som Samaye Namaha, calling upon and invoking the qualities, the sweet nectar, the brightness, the fullness, the luminosity of the moon. Inhale fully. Om Som Samaye Namaha. Om Som Samaye Namaha. Om Som Somaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Dhanyavad. And thank you, yogis, for joining me.